All right, so in this episode of the T4Cast, I'm going to be talking about my job again. I talk about it quite a bit, but today I'm going to be talking about it from my angle, not talking crap like I've done in others or talking about people or anything. Just talking about me. So, I have been now seriously thinking about leaving my company. I mean, it doesn't get any more serious than putting applications out there, of which I've put 7 in the last week. Literally the last week. Not even a week, probably. I think I started on Wednesday last week, and today is Monday, so it's not even been a week yet. I put out 7 applications. It's kind of, I don't know, it's such a complicated situation to explain, though. Like, I don't really want to leave, but the negatives definitely outweigh the positives, and that's why I feel the way I feel, why I'm considering leaving. The other thing, though, is I do have 2 jobs, so even though I've put a whole bunch of applications out, it's not necessarily to leave my day job. That's the initial plan. That would probably be the better route, get a better main job where I make a lot more money at. But if I make a lot more money on a second job, too, that's also not a bad plan. So out of these applications that I put out, I think 4 to replace my day job and 3 that are remote, which could replace my second job, which, I mean, that would literally double my money if I had my main job plus a new second job. That was one of these remote ones that I applied to. So I really have no problem with that, because I'd be doing pretty well then, easily pushing $200K a year, so I'd be satisfied with that. But anyways, here's kind of my situation, though. So, for one, I do like my job. I like what we do, or what I do, I should say. I like what I do. I kind of find my job fun. Like, my job. Well, that was weird. My job. Now, I emphasize my because we'll get into that in a minute. That's one of the reasons why I'm thinking about leaving. Because my company has me doing 9 million things. So when I say my job, I mean the job that I was actually hired for. The true position that I hold. Not the 75 others that I've acquired over the years. But my job, I think, is fun. I like it. Prior to this year, even, this is when things really started to go downhill, was this year. Prior to this year, it was awesome. I never had any dreads going to work or anything like, oh, I don't want to be here. It was fine. I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. I'm going to work. This will be fun. Then you spend the whole day and it's like, yeah, oh, it's time to go already? Wow. Now it's just completely different. Now I'm like, I don't care. I literally don't care anymore. Like, I show up kind of late. I don't want to be late. I know it's not a good look, but I just don't care. Like, this morning, I think I got there at like 7:50. We're supposed to be there at 7:30. I get there at 7:50. It's just like, whatever. What are you going to do? Fire me? Oh. Like, I'm not looking for a job anyways. If they fire me, all that does is save me, like, the embarrassment or the awkwardness, of having to talk to them. So, I've actually been job searching. You know what I mean? If they fire me, it just handles it. Okay, well, save. But, well, little do you know, I was looking for a job anyways, so this doesn't really hurt. I'm way too socially awkward and introverted anyways to deal with telling people that I'm going to be quitting. So if they did fire me, whatever. I'm not saying I want to get fired. I hope I don't. I'd rather, when I leave, I want it to be on my own accord, not because they fired me. But you know what I'm trying to get at. So anyways, though, yeah, I just really don't care anymore. I kind of dread work now. Now it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this. Most people look forward to the weekend because they're just like, it's time off. I get to not have to go to work. And I never have felt that way because I just never understood it. It's like all you're doing is wishing your life away. Oh, is it the weekend? Yeah, oh, yeah, it's Friday. And it's like, yeah, and then Friday comes and it's Monday before you know it. And all you're doing is wishing your life away. All you do is every single Monday that comes, you're looking forward to the Friday. Then the weekend comes, it's Sunday night, and you're probably already looking forward to Friday. And it's like, all you're doing is wishing your life away. Like, who cares? If you got to work, just be there. Be in the moment. Enjoy the day. Enjoy your life, because someday you'll be dead. And it's like, what did you do? Just wished every day away? You just wished to get to your death sooner than later? I never understood that, so I don't think that way. But I only say this because now how I feel at my job, I almost slightly feel like this, just so that I don't have to deal with my job. That's all. It's not that I want to be wishing my life away. It's just I don't want to be there anymore. I don't care anymore. So I'm just like, oh, is it Friday yet? So I don't have to deal with this for a couple days. I can just be free of it. Not have to have this looming over my head. Like, oh, I got to deal with them and stuff. Ugh. So anyways, but anyways, yeah, I went on a tangent somehow. I'm trying to talk about the good things. So I do like my job. I like what we make. What we make kind of is irrelevant to me personally, because we make like women's products, but it's still cool to see it in the store and be like, hey, I worked on that. I know what that's all about, the design behind that and stuff, and the tool that we use to make it, and I can tell you what material that's made out of, like exactly what material, where where it's sourced from and everything. And it's just cool. Sometimes, like, we have a package in Sephora, and sometimes I go to Sephora and you see it right there, and I just want to tell, like, the lady shop, hey, guess what? This package right here, I designed this. I know all about this. I know the part numbers. I know the customer. I literally, like, not only do I know the customer, obviously it's Sephora, but I know the customer, like, the contact. I've talked to this person before. It's just cool. I know the person shopping would just be like, cool, I don't really give a F. I just want to buy this and carry on with my day. But I don't know, it's just kind of cool. It's almost like being a micro celebrity. Like, a celebrity, you go to their movie, and it's like, hey, they're in the movie. Well, me, you go to Sephora, hey, I worked on that package right there. I don't know. So I like that, though. I mean, it's fitting, too, because when I was in college, one thing I wanted to do was work for Hasbro so I could make toys. I always thought that would be cool. Go down the toy aisle, see all the toys that I designed. It never happened. I guess it could. I actually live a lot closer to Hasbro than I thought. I just discovered this recently. But, I don't know. It probably won't happen. I don't really... It's close, but it's not super close. It's a good hour away. I don't feel like doing that every day. 2 hours every day. 10 hours of driving a week. Ugh, no thanks. Plus, then if we being like my mom wants to go out and do anything on the weekend, she always makes me drive. I mean, so far this year, we've almost done something every weekend, and I think she's driven maybe 2 of them. So, I don't see anything happening differently by the end of the year. We got, 5 weekends left? So, 50 of the weekends I drive, 2 of them she did. Like, and when I say I drive too, it ain't something close, like we're just going to a local restaurant or something. It's usually like we're traveling, like this past weekend. It was like all day I was driving. I probably added, I don't know. I mean, let's put it this way. I went from a full tank of gas to a quarter tank. I went from my car saying I had about 589 miles to empty tank to 470, I think. So, yeah, I mean, that's well over 100 miles that I put on just on the weekend to hang out with my mom. And I'm not complaining. I like hanging out with her. I always want to. I look for, not always want to in the sense of always want to, like, what I mean is, the way that sounds when I said I always want to sounds like I'm saying, oh, I always want to hang out with my mom. Not necessarily always, you want to have your alone time. But what I mean is always, like, forever. Like, even 20 years from now, I hope we're still hanging out all the time. I mean, sure, she'll be old and I'll be older. But, maybe we'll do something small still even then. Just go out and get coffee even. I don't know. She'll be like 80 or something in 20 years. So I don't know what 80-year-olds like to do, but... maybe if we can still, even if she wants me to just go over to her place and watch TV, whatever. I'll be like pushing 60, she'll be 80, like we'll just be a couple of old people hanging out watching TV. So, but yeah, so, I don't know, I like it. All I'm saying is she just makes me drive all the time. So I don't even know why I'm talking about that. Oh yeah, because if I had a far job, it just adds on to it. So it's like I got to do a ton of driving for work and then tons of driving to hang out with my mom. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather save my ton of driving just for my mom and then during the week just be local. But anyways, that is a very long tangent just to make like a stupid joke. So, yeah, I like what we make. I like most of the people that I work with. The only reason I phrase it that way is because I don't really, like, talk to everybody. I don't need to. There's some people that I just don't need to have any interaction with. They don't interface with my department at all. They don't interface with anybody even tangentially that I have to interface with. So I just have no reason to talk to them. So I don't even know their name. So obviously, I can't say I like somebody that I don't know, but at the same time, it's not like I don't like these people. They're just neutral. They're just somebody that I recognize, hey, you work at the same place I do. But otherwise, for the people that I do work with and talk to and know their names and stuff, I don't really have any problems with any of them. I get along with all of them just fine. We can chat and stuff. Anyway, so there's that. I like how close it is to home. I know I kind of already touched up on this one, but my last job was far. My last job was 80 minutes away on a good day. There was one time, at least one time, might have been a couple of times, but I know one time in particular I really remember. It took me 2 hours to get to work. 2 effing hours. It was ridiculous. So, yeah, that sucked. I don't want to go through that anymore. So now I'm right down the street. I'm like 15 minutes away. And that is half highway and half back roads, basically, because I got to get to the highway from where I live, so that's the back roads portion, and then it's all highway. And then basically I get off the highway and my job's right there. It's probably like 2 minutes away from the highway exit. So that's cool. And what's even cooler is it's even closer to where my daughter's mother lives. It's only 10 minutes away. Like 10 minutes almost on the dot. So now, I leave work, boom, I'm with my kid 10 minutes later. Which compared to that last job I was talking about, I'd have to go 80 minutes just to get back to like town, then catch the highway. There's another 15 minutes before I was at my daughter's mother's house. So that's like, 95 minutes, an hour and 35 minutes to go from work to get my daughter at my last job versus 10 minutes now. So much better. So, yeah, I like that. And yeah, I don't know. I also like how my job's kind of easy to me. I don't want to say that my job is easy, but for me it is. It's something I've been doing for a while now. Just in general, over the years. I've been doing this for like 15 years now, but my job specifically, it just seems kind of easy to me now. I'm used to it. I know what's expected. I know what to do. I'm used to this stuff now. I've been there long enough that I've, absorbed enough tribal knowledge and stuff. So it's like easy. I'm not trying to say it is easy, but it's like easy to me now. You know what I mean? So I like that. I don't want to go somewhere else and start over, and then it's like, oh, it's not easy because I got to learn all of this and get used to your way of doing things and stuff. Like right like now where I'm at, there is no way of doing things. It's basically whatever works for you. There's no standards how I want to make a print or stuff. It's however I feel like making the print. As long as all the information's on there, that's all that matters. Where you go to like a bigger company and they probably actually have standards and stuff. You got to do things this way for the ASTM and ISO 9000 and blah 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 and this and that. Where my place is just like, yeah, can you make a print? Here you go, I made a print. There's no regulation. I'm the regulation. Oh, I don't like how that dimension looks. Let me just take that off or move it at my discretion. But anyhow, I think for the most part, that's kind of just everything I do like, and it's all pretty solid, positive stuff, But there's also a lot that I don't like, and that's why I'm looking to leave, because those don't like things definitely are starting to outweigh the like things. Like, for example, I don't like how my company is super reactive instead of proactive. So being chief engineer, if anything happens to like any of the tools or anything, it's my job to handle it and get it fixed. And so, of course, what happens? They're on me. They're not on me as if it's my problem, like I did anything. They realize it's not my problem. They realize that they slacked at getting PM done on the thing so that then they wouldn't have issues. But they're on me because since I'm the one that's, kind of the gatekeeper of the tools, now I got to get with the vendors and send the stuff out, get with shipping to make sure the stuff gets sent out and get the PO together and this and that. And so they're on me. Hey, how's that doing? Did it send out yet? Do they have it yet? Did they have started working on it yet? Did they this? Did that? Hey, can you call them? Can you see what they're doing? Hey, can you call them, see if they get it done any faster? Hey, tell them that when they get it done, they don't have to ship it. We can go down there. We can have somebody go down there and pick it up. That way then it saves a little bit of money on shipping, and we can probably get it faster than worrying about waiting for a truck to come and all this. And it's just like, oh my God, like how about we don't harass our vendor who's getting us out of a jam? How about we don't worry about how it's shipped and stuff? You guys don't want to do any PM, so deal with it. It's going to take maybe a week or two to get fixed. It will get fixed, and then we'll get it back and do what we need to do. If waiting a week or two is too long, That's not my problem. That's your problem. Do some PM. When I or the tool room manager suggests something that should be done, maybe do it instead of, we don't have to worry about that right now. No, actually you do. That's why we brought it up. Don't make me have to jump through hoops and bug everybody now because you couldn't do a simple thing such as a PM on your tools. And now they're broken and now it's my problem. I hate that. And it's so embarrassing when I gotta call these places. Hey, I'm just calling to see how that's going. And then they're like, yeah, it just got here. We just put it on the bench and that's it. And it's like, yeah, I know. I'm not actually calling you like a dickhead and asking. I'm being made to call you and ask. And then that kind of annoys me too because it's like, they're the ones, upper management, they're the ones that let this happen. But do they actually have to deal with it though? No. It's like they get to cause problems, or cause a problem, I should say, and then not deal with the consequences at all. Don't have to deal with the repercussions at all. Hey, we'll make someone else deal with it. We'll make someone else harass the vendor. And you know what? Because of this nonsense, we have 2 vendors now that don't want to work, actually 3 vendors that don't want to work with us anymore. One of them is one of our chrome platers. This chrome plater used to be fantastic for us. They turned things around within a day or 2. They were perfect. The level of detail and meticulous work put into it was overkill majority of the times. But, that was the guy's reputation. He wanted to make sure everything was perfect, so it was perfect. A little too perfect for our needs. And like I said, they turn it around in like a day or 2, nice quick turnaround, not much waiting time. They used to come out to our facility and do pickups and drop-offs. It was great. And then, my company decided to be annoying and try to harass them all the time and make them call, hey, I got this stuff that's going to get done. If we send it to you, do you think you can have it done by tomorrow? Hey, you think you can have it done by today if I got it to you early enough in the morning? Hey, and then it kind of just pushed them away. And then things started to turn around for the negative. It was like their lead times were, at first it was subtle. It was, they didn't come out anymore to pick up from us or drop off. Actually, I think it was just pick up. They'd still drop off, but they wouldn't pick up. Then all of a sudden, the drop off stopped. So now who had to do all the travel? Me. Of course, I'm the one getting punished. I got to go out to their facility and do the pickups and drop-offs, which, I do have a bunch of these T4Casts that I recorded during that time, but still, that's not the point. I don't want to be recording T4Casts, wasting my gas and time. I'd rather be sitting in my office doing my job. And I would have had that luxury if my company wasn't annoying and pushed that vendor away. But anyways, so yeah, then that happened. Then the lead time started to pile up. What used to be like a day or 2 to turn a project around now turned into a week or 2. And yeah, it just fell off, and now it's to the point where we don't use them anymore because basically they inadvertently said, yeah, we don't want to do business with you anymore. You know what I mean? But just by giving us terrible service and stuff, that's kind of what it became. Yeah, we don't care about you. So we don't use them anymore. So that's one. Another one is this tool shop. The guy does great work. He has a great staff. I know half the guys there. They've been in the industry for a while. They know what they're doing. They're good at what they do. It's a good little shop he's got. But, again, anytime that they work with us, I got to bug them all the time, nonstop. The last big project we did with them, they had me stalking them literally every single day. Emails, calls. They'd even have me go out and stop by his facility just to, physically see how stuff's coming along. And it was just like, this is ridiculous and embarrassing. You're making me look like a dickhead, having to call them and text them all the time, email them all the time, and then physically be there hey, what's up? I'm just here to see the progress of the tools. They are a business themselves. They don't need us stalking them they are an employee of us. They are a business servicing us. We have a contract with them to do this work. They know it needs to be done. It will get done, and it'll be great. There's not going to be any issues. Everything's going to fit perfectly as we expect, if not even better. We don't need to stalk them. You don't need to have me call them every day and email them and just be ridiculous and annoying and embarrassing. But yeah, so anyways, because of this, they don't want to do business with us anymore either. Again, it hasn't really been explicitly stated that they don't, But they do, whenever we do actually like contact them for a quote, they quote us wicked high. Like, it's, that they're extremely fluffing it. Either A, just to make a little for our constant harassment that they know they're going to have to deal with, or B, it's just to be unattractive so we don't go with them. Because there's no way that the prices that he gives us are real. The prices that he gives us suck. I mean, we had one project that if we did it in-house, we estimated would have cost $10,000. We quoted to him. He gave us a quote of $24,000. There's no way that it would have been more than double the price to go to him when he has better machines that can do the stuff faster and more accurately than us kind of like freehanding it. Like, so yeah, we feel like he's just highballing us on purpose, but I can't blame him. Who would want to do business with us? And then the other one that doesn't want to do business with us anymore, and this one actually explicitly said it, is this tool shop that made us a mold, and he gave us very explicit instructions on what you need to do to PM it. And of course, my place doesn't PM anything, so the tools would regularly get gummed up and damaged and galled, and then we'd send it out, hey, can you fix this for us? And then they'd have to go through all the rigmarole of getting it fixed, and they'd get it all perfect and sexy again, and then we'd run it for a month or something, and then, it's damaged again, and we'd send it back out to them. So basically what ended up happening is he said one day that, okay, this is my last time I'm going to fix this for you because this is getting ridiculous. I've told you multiple times the PM that you need to do to prevent this from happening, and clearly you're not doing it. And, I'm not in the business of servicing tools. I'm in the business of making tools, and I just don't feel like servicing this for you anymore. He also said, I also thought that I was servicing stuff for you because I thought it was going to be part of a deal where, I service your molds for you, but you give me a lot of work. And we haven't given him any work besides that mold. So he was like, yeah, whatever, F you then. You're not going to do any more business with me, then why am I going to service this mold? You're not holding up your end of the deal, so why should I hold up mine? Which, again, fair, fair. But anyways, yeah, and then he also said, if you guys ever try to order a mold like this from us ever again, I'm not bidding on it. I'm not going to give you a quote. We're not building this. You've proven that you can't take care of these ones, so I'm not going to give you another one that you can damage and expect me to fix all the time. Like, he straight up basically said all that stuff word for word. We had a meeting. It was some members of his team and then our team, and yeah, that's basically what he said to us. And it was like, well, that's unfortunate, especially because it's not really any of our fault, the people that were there. It's upper management, and of course, none of them were there, so they couldn't get, disciplined, if you will, like they should have for slacking. No, we do. Which he understood it wasn't our fault. He's like, I know it's not your fault, but I'm just saying this message for you to relay to who actually needs to hear it. But still, it's just frustrating to constantly deal with dumb nonsense like that. Another thing that I can't stand about my job is I can't stand how if you're capable and smart enough and all this, all they do is just keep putting more and more and more stupid crap on your plate and give you nothing in return. I think I've mentioned this before, but briefly, for only a month, I was both CFO of the company and chief engineer. And the plan was I was supposed to transition to be the CFO. Unfortunately, they could never find anybody that was suitable to replace me as chief engineer, so they made me just stay as their engineer and found somebody else to be the CFO instead. Apparently, finding an accountant is a lot easier than finding a chief engineer. But, man, I know I've been coughing a lot in this, and I don't like that, but A, I am talking a lot, and B, it's winter, so I got the heat on, so it's just drying my throat out. Ugh. Anyways, but the only reason I was CFO temporarily wasn't because I did a bad job. I think I actually did a pretty good job in the role, especially considering I had a month's worth of training, and even at that, it wasn't a full month. It was one day for a few hours each week in that month. So really, I got 10 hours of training and ended up doing pretty solidly at the job. But anyways, I didn't get it because, I don't know, I think it's because I went on vacation, and then since I wasn't there, none of that accounting stuff was really getting done. I think it stressed them out, and that's why they took it away from me. It seemed too high risk or whatever. Which at the end of the day, whoever they have in the accounting position is going to want to take a vacation anyway, so who cares if it's me or if it's somebody else? Like, you're going to have a week where nobody's doing it, regardless. But I don't know. I think they also got nervous because I was new at it at the time. I just started doing the CFO stuff about a month and a half prior, and then I took my week. But also, in all fairness, I didn't just take my week. A, I had that week planned for a while. They knew about this probably since the beginning of the year. And B, I did even talk to them. I said, look, I have a vacation coming up. However, I know I'm doing the CFO stuff now. If you would like, I can postpone this vacation. I don't have any plans. It's just a week off that I'm randomly deciding to take. So I'm just going to be home anyways. It's not like I'm actually going and doing something. You know what I mean? It's not a real vacation. It's just a stay-at-home vacation. So I was like, if you want, I can cancel it and postpone it for some time later in the year just so then I'm here for this. And they said, no, it's fine. You can take your week. We'll figure it out. So, I mean, in all fairness, don't take the position from me after you okayed that I do something that I myself thought was going to go against the grain a little. Like, but whatever. Anyways, my point I'm trying to get at is when I did that, did I get anything for doing both positions? No. I never got any kind of like little bonus for doing the CFO stuff. I never got anything. And I was working long days during those days because basically all day I was doing CFO work, and then after hours I was doing my engineering work. So I'd work the normal shift, 7:30 to 4 doing the accounting, and then from like 4 to 9 or 10 at night I would do engineering. And did I see anything? Nope, I didn't get anything for all that extra time I was there. I didn't get anything for taking on two roles like that. Nothing. So that's one thing that's annoying. But like now, they just have me doing 200 million things that aren't my job. That also no other chief engineer prior to me ever had to worry about doing either. Like, for example, I've said this before, but not only am I chief engineer, but I also can do accounting quotes. Now, I was doing the accounting quotes for like 2 years, 2.5 years, until finally our new CFO learned how to do them. But even still, I'm like the backup to her. If she's got too many, they have me take some for her to get done. Or if she's out and there's quotes that need to be done, I do it. Like, it's not fully off my plate. It's still in my wheelhouse. I still need to kind of be aware of the materials and what numbers we're assigning them and what the pricing is and all this. It's not something I can just forget about. Like, well, that's done now. That chapter of my career here is over. No, still very much a part of it. And then you have the sales orders. So when customer service enters an order, I'm supposed to QC the order. So sometimes it's light. There's only a few of them. No big deal. But sometimes there's a lot. And then it ends up being like an hour and a half that I'm QCing these stupid orders. And then what else do I do? Oh, for some reason, which I don't understand this at all, but I'm in a sales meeting every single morning. They have a daily sales meeting, which is the most boring thing ever. All we do is talk about the same thing every single day, literally. You go in, you talk about what you've been doing. You know, first it starts with what inside sales has been up to, what she's been doing, what she plans on doing for the day. Then it goes to the sales manager. He talks about what he's been up to, what he has to get to, and all this. We're in there with the vice president so that he'll talk about some random stuff, give us ideas, because of course he doesn't do any of it. Then he asks me what I'm doing, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not even in this world. I'm not in sales, but okay, in the world of engineering, I'm doing this. And then we talk about our top 10 customers, which is just a joke. There's no way that these people are our top 10. Some of them have the most tiniest orders, and it's like, that's our top 10? Like, if this is our top 10, we're in real bad shape. Like, we're going to be closing down soon if this is top 10. A customer that places, like, one order a year is in your top 10? Are you serious? A customer that places an order for like $70,000 once a year is in your top 10? I mean, we're a company that is capable of making like $1.5 million every 4 weeks. A customer that gives us $70,000 for a year is not top 10. That's nothing. In the grand scheme of $1.5 million every 4 weeks, it's like a $15 million company. $70,000 over $15 million is nothing. That was not top 10. So, I don't know. But this is what we're always talking about. These useless customers that are like barely anything, but somehow they're top 10. And yeah, every single day. It's like an hour. Sometimes it's even a smidge longer. And it's just so boring, so pointless. And I think, why does this have to be every day? Like, can't this be every other day? Or, maybe just like 2 days a week? Maybe like Tuesday and Thursday? Or Monday and Friday or something? Monday and Thursday? I don't know. Start off the week. Hey, what do we end on the Friday? And what do we plan on doing for this week? And then Thursday, just a little check-in. Hey, how's it been going this week? And what do we plan on for the rest of the week? Okay. Why does it have to be every single day? But what really frustrates me, like I said, is because I'm not a part of sales. So why the F am I in it? Like, at least for the other two, they are in sales. Well, other three, I should say. They are in sales. It makes sense. Me? Why am I there? So I'm getting real sick of that, too. I think about it, and I'm like, this is such a waste. Think about it. 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. That's 5 hours wasted in a week. If we say that there's 4 weeks in a month, that's 20 hours per month that I waste in a stupid meeting that I have no business being in. That means basically out of a month, for almost one entire work week, I'm not working. At least half of it. Half of the work week, I'm not even working. I work 3.5 weeks because I spent 20 hours a month in that stupid meeting. Like, that's ridiculous. And then I think bigger picture, I'm like, 20 hours, that's a lot of time. There's times where I've had a lot of projects that I was falling behind a little bit on and stuff, and then I'm like, geez, if I had these 20 extra hours in the month, that would help out a lot. Nope, instead it's just wasted with me just boredly sitting there. Seriously, I'm not focused or anything. I can't focus. It's so boring. None of this has anything to do with me. I don't hear about it throughout the rest of the day. It's just in that dumb meeting I hear about this stuff. So then I glaze over. I'm thinking about random stuff. I hear the people talking, but it's just background noise. And then sometimes they focus in on me. They're like, it's kind of like, right? Do you have any thoughts on this? And then I'm sitting there like, oh, crap, they're talking to me now. And I'm like, no, what they said sounds good. Like, because then I'm trying to focus. I'm like, wait, what did they just say? Think. It's going to be in my database. What did they just say? And then I'm just like, what were they talking about? And then I make something up, and I'm like, I hope this makes sense. Otherwise, uh-oh. But yeah, so I'm sick and tired of that. And then what else do they have me do? Oh, yeah, I'm also working on the website. I am not a website builder. I'm not a website designer. I have no knowledge on doing website stuff at all. This has nothing to do with me, but because they don't want to pay the company to work on the website, somehow I got suckered into doing it. Again, because they know I'm smart enough to be able to figure it out. So now it's on my plate. And it's just frustrating because every time I almost think that I'm done, then it's, let's change this. Ooh, can you change this? And it's like all these dumb little things keep getting added on. It's like, come on, I barely know what I'm doing. Can we just take what I have done and call it a day? Like, if you want all this dumb fancy nonsense, then contact the website guy. Don't make me do it. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of powering through. And it's been working. So yeah, I'm supposed to be chief engineer, but I'm also website builder, sales order QCer, quota, accounting quoter, or cost analyst, whatever you want to say. And I sit on daily sales meetings. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Again, do I get anything as a boost for any of that? Nope. I mean, technically I did get a raise at the beginning of the year, but I wrote up a proposal. I came up with that very detailed proposal and said, hey, this is what I'd like, and these are the reasons why. And the thing was like 9 pages long. Tons of research was put into it. It was very professional, very well put together, well done. Like, I wasn't just asking for a number, just pulling that out of thin air. I'd like to make this much. No, I was like, this is what I would like to make, and this is why. It's very reasonable. Here's all my data proving my claim. And mind you, that was numbers from 2023 that I was using. So who knows? Maybe now we'd be in a different boat. Maybe now I should be making even more. But anyways, regardless, I did get a little bit of a raise, but it was just a little bit. It was nowhere near the whole amount. He gave me some and said, how's this for now? Oh, it's business is a little slow, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, but all these things that you do, that you make me do, that are a side job, if you hired somebody to do this, you couldn't pay them the little bit that you gave me. At the bare minimum, you would have to give them minimum wage. So can't I at least get minimum wage as a raise? To compensate for website building, doing quotes, doing QCing, and whatever the other dumb thing is that I do. So anyways, yeah, I just hate that. I hate having all these extra add-ons. Oh, and then speaking of add-ons, I almost forgot. The new one is that now I'm supposed to be working on pushing new material sample requests through the plant, and then being there like every step of the way. So make the request, get it going in the plant, be there before they even start up, so then I can view any issues that they have, write down what the processing parameters were, yada, 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 all this analysis, which is fine. It does make sense. That is an engineering wheelhouse thing, but it's not something that I've been doing ever since I've been with the company, for one. And for two, when you compound that on top of everything else, it just makes this ridiculous. Like, okay, now this is just another thing that I wasn't doing that now I have to do on top of all these other stupid little fake side jobs that I have and my real job. Like, let's put it this way. This stuff was put on me sometime last week. I don't remember when. Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around there. Well, now today, Monday, this is like day one of me doing this extra stuff. And yeah, it was ridiculous. I spent all day working on this dumb extra crap and basically got nothing of my job done at all. And I was like, wow, this is cool. So what? This is how it's going to go? This is the future now for me? Just constantly busy with all kinds of stupid side quests. And then I'm like, here we go now too. Now I'm going to be behind on tons of things. And then what? They're going to have an issue with that. Oh, how come you're not getting this done? How come you're not getting that done? I don't know. Maybe because I have 47 jobs I have to try to do. Oh, how come you're not... Or if like a sample doesn't go through quickly enough or something, then they're going to have an issue with that. How come this isn't sampling yet? I know the material came in at this day. How come we're not sampling it yet? And it's like, I don't know, maybe because I got these 96 other jobs I'm trying to worry about too. So, okay, this fell through the cracks a little. My bad. Let's treat me like crap now because of this. Sorry. It also makes me annoyed because, like, that's the scheduler's job. He's supposed to put together what needs to be sampled and make sure it gets sampled, gets in a press and gets fit into the schedule and all this. Not me. So it's like, oh, so now if there's a problem, instead of going after him like you're supposed to, because he's an idiot and can't do his job and sucks at it, you're going to put it on me, and now it becomes my problem. And it's just annoying because it's like, if I sucked at my job, I'd be fired. But he sucks at his job, and it's fine. He can just keep his job and have less responsibility. Oh, don't worry, we'll take that away from you and give it to someone else to do. You still can have your job. If I sucked at my job, nobody would be taking anything from me. It would be, oh, well, I guess we don't need you anymore. We'll find somebody who can do it. Oh, but him, that's fine. Oh, you suck at your job? Don't worry, buddy. Which is really annoying. For some reason at my company, like, the idiots are able to continue to be idiots and not improve at all. And the people who are capable just get screwed over, The people who aren't capable, they can work overtime, they can screw up on stuff and basically get rewarded, because then when it comes back and they have to rework it, boom, now they're getting overtime. So they did it wrong the first time, and now they're getting extra pay to redo it. That makes sense. Or, like this, instead of firing somebody who's terrible at their job, that's fine. We'll just take some of your responsibility off your plate and give it to someone else. Maybe this will make you better at your job. Or like we have a guy in one of the departments who just absolutely sucks at his job. And from what I understood at the time was they were going to fire him. They even hired a new guy to take his position so that way then they could get rid of him. But yet, instead of getting rid of him, they just changed his position to something else and he's still working there. And it's like, okay, again, what if I sucked at my job? Would you just change my position? No, you would get rid of me. You'd be like, you suck, F you. We'll find someone else who can do this and handle it. You clearly can't, so we don't need you. But if you work at a plant and you suck, for some reason it's fine then. We'll just give you a different position, don't worry. Same pay, same everything, different position, don't worry. You can't handle being a supervisor of a department? It's fine. Even though you said that's what you had experience with? It's fine, don't worry about it. You lied on your resume? Don't worry about it. It's ridiculous. And then another thing I'm really sick and tired of is I'm just sick and tired of struggling financially. I am severely underpaid. I know I am. It's ridiculous. It's literally embarrassing. I don't even want to talk about it with anybody just because it's so bad. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just do what I do because I have my daughter. I don't really want to be branching way out, driving far, working far, having long hours, overtime, this, that, weekends. So it's kind of like I have to kind of stick locally. But still, I know there's got to be better things out there because, this pay just sucks. This is not what I went to college for. My vision when I went to college wasn't, maybe I'll get a degree or two or something and, get a job and make just enough money to just barely get by, make just enough that I don't need and can't qualify for, food stamps and stuff, but at the same time, don't make enough that I can have a nice quality of life where I have a savings, so that way then if something happens, like I need work on my car or whatever, that I can easily handle that and not have to stress, or, any other basic things. I'm not looking for much. I'm not looking to be a millionaire. All I want is to be able to make, $200,000 a year. Is that really asking so much? No, it's not. It's ridiculously reasonable. I'm not like, I wish I made $10 million a year. No, that's unreasonable. 200,000. Is that asking so much? 180. I'll settle at 180 even. Close enough. I'm not asking for the world. I'm just asking for a comfortable living so I can have money in the bank, like I said, to fix my car if something comes up, or to do work to the house. There's so many projects I want to do. Get a real fence, or replace my outdoor stairs and stuff. Do stuff in the house. But I don't have money to do any of this. And at the rate of how things are going, I'm never going to have money to do any of this. It'll be 40 years I'll own the house, and it'll look exactly the same because I don't have any money to do anything. And that's not how I want to live. That's not what I went to college for. I went so that then I could have a little bit of a better life. So yeah, I'm just sick and tired of that too. Just being broke, just barely getting by. It's literally how I live, barely getting by. Christmas is coming up, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. This might be a terrible Christmas for people from me because I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything for anybody. And for the most part, I don't really care about other people, whatever. It's just my daughter. I feel bad. Am I even going to be able to afford to get her anything? And I don't even know why things are this bad either. There's no reason for it, why I'm struggling this badly. Nothing has really changed in my life. I don't have more bills. None of my bills have really gone up. I don't know why I'm violently struggling. But for some reason, I have no money. I'm late on almost every bill every month for the past 3-4 months now. And I don't understand what happened. I don't get it. Over the summer, it made sense because I work a second job and I can't work over the summer because there's no hours. But ever since I've been back, I thought, okay, good, I have this extra pay. I should be okay. No, I'm not. And I don't get it. And I'm worried now because I'm struggling as it is. And now my second job's going to be briefly ending soon because it closes down around Christmas. And it doesn't open until about a week after New Year's week. So, you have 3-4 weeks off. And I'm like, that's going to suck. There we go. More time that I won't have pay. And I'm violently struggling to begin with. Now what's going to happen? Struggling even worse? I mean, I'm not getting ahead now with my job. So what's going to happen then? But, like, this isn't how I should be living. I shouldn't be worried about this. I have 3 degrees. Like, I've been in the field for 15 years. Like, I should be living okay. Like I said, I'm not looking to be a millionaire. But, 160,000 even. Is that asking so much? No. So that's, like, another reason why I'm looking to leave. And then, like I said in the very beginning of this thing, I'm also considering potentially leaving my second job just because my second job, I do like it. It's a pretty good job, but there's a bunch of things about it that's kind of like, well, maybe there's something better. Like, A, it's kind of far. It's 45 minutes away from home. My regular job's 15 minutes, so it takes me half an hour from my regular job to get to work on the nights that I work. 2, there's only limited hours, so I can only work 6 hours a week anyways. It's kind of pointless. I mean, my hourly pay is pretty solid. So even though I only work 6 hours a week, my pay, relatively speaking, isn't bad. But still, I can only do 6 hours a week, which is pretty gay, And then, I also, like I said, I can't work it year-round. I have no hours in the summer. From, like, the end of May until, like, the beginning of September, no hours, which sucks. So that's another reason why I'd be looking to potentially replace that one with something that's at least year-round and that I can maybe get more hours on. I'm not looking for any full-time type secondary job, but, 20 hours a week, consistently, year-round, that would be very beneficial. More hours is more money. Year-round, obviously, is more stability. So, anyways, and yeah, if it was, like, remote, then it's home. I don't have to drive half an hour out of my way, 45 minutes to come home. I'm just home already while I'm doing the job. So, but anyways, yeah. And then what else, anyways, do I not like about my job? I also don't like how, remember how I said the VP, the vice president in our morning meetings? Yeah, well, the vice president is a joke. The vice president is a kid. He's like a 25-year-old because I work for a family company. So the current president, which is the third generation, the vice president is his son. And I think this kid is like 25, somewhere in that range, 24 to 26. I'm thinking 25, though, is the sweet spot. And so, yeah, it's just like this kid has no experience at all in the real world at all. He graduated high school. He went to college briefly, dropped out, and then he came here. And then he worked in sales, which he sucked at. I used to hear the people complain all the time that did do sales regularly, that he was just a joke. He didn't do anything. He tried to pawn everything off on everyone else. And, yeah. So, and then now he's the VP. And it's like, really? Like, usually a VP is at least somebody who earned it. They worked their way up. They have an MBA. They have something. This kid has no college degree. He did not earn it. He doesn't understand anything about how the company functions at all. He doesn't understand. There's so many dumb questions he asks all the time that it's like, if you're going to call yourself the VP, you should probably know this. Like, look into it. Look it up. Educate yourself. Be worth your stupid title that you don't deserve. Like, we were talking about a material the other day, and he was like, oh, they should be the same thing, right? Why can't we use this one? And it's like, you can't use it because of the material that this container is going to hold. Duh. If we use this other material, it's going to disintegrate. We need this to stay viable, so you have to use this material for the properties that it holds. But he doesn't understand that. He doesn't understand anything. And it's like, it's just frustrating because it's like, this kid is like all of our boss. And it's like, what a joke. Like, that's my boss, somebody who's nothing compared to me. You know what I mean? Like, I have 3 degrees. I have 15 years experience in the industry. I know stuff. I'm way smarter than him. And yet this little doofus is supposed to be my boss. It's so embarrassing and frustrating to say. Like, I'd rather have somebody who earns the position. Somebody who's been in the industry for 30 years. Somebody who has, their MBA or something. Actually deserves the position. Yeah, okay, you can be my boss. Like at my second job, the guy that is my supervisor, it's cool. He's got a PhD, he's been in the industry for, 25 years or something, maybe more. Yeah, so it's okay. Like, yeah, you are a boss. It's not like he just graduated college and he's like, oh, cool, I'm the supervisor now. Like, oh, okay, what real world experience do you have? Absolutely none. I just got this degree, though, in associates. I don't know. And then my job's kind of a joke, too. Not only is it just like, ridiculous how it's, everything else that I've already said, but it's like all we hire in the plant are the bottom of the barrel losers. We hire druggies, ex-cons, current cons. We've had people that were working and then, I don't know, they were either like in violation of parole or something, so they get arrested. The next day they're not in. Where are they? Oh, they got arrested. Like, oh, okay. That's cool. That's awesome that's what we hire. Bottom of the barrel people. But the reason they do that is so then they can pay them absolute dick money. So they can pay them minimum wage and get away with it. Because what else are you going to do? Oh, well, you're an ex-con. You're a druggie. What more do you think you deserve? Where else do you think you're going to be able to go? At least you got a job here to support your drug habit. Even like that idiot that I was talking about, how the production manager, how he can't do his job. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's an active coke user, and yet he's the production manager / scheduler. Like, really? A cokehead is kind of like the boss of everybody in the plant, sort of, depending on your position. Like, he's kind of at the same level as, like, the supervisors out there, so he's not really their bosses. The plant manager's their bosses. And the plant manager would also kind of be his boss as well. But, everyone else, he has some kind of authority over, and it's just like, everybody else has to listen to this cokehead? Are you serious? Like, how embarrassing. And it's not that upper management doesn't know that he does drugs. I saw it in their notebook one time that they were supposed to talk to him about the white powder that was seen on his nose by another employee. Gee, I wonder what that is. I don't know. But like I said, if a good opportunity does come along, I might not necessarily leave, even though I'm not super happy there, because there are some positives, so I could try to overlook the negatives and just stick with it. Like, if I got a good second job and I could leave my current second job, then yeah, whatever, I'll stick it out. Or the other thing is, if I do get a good regular job, say something comes along that's going to offer me $150,000 to start or whatever, and I'm like, yes, please. Then what I was thinking I could do is some options. A, I could try to negotiate with them and see if they would boost me. I know they wouldn't give me 150, but maybe we could get to like 135. That's still a lot more than what I get now, so that would be better, at least. Second thing is, if they didn't want to do that, then I could work for them as like a contractor. So I would keep them as a second job instead of finding a second job. I'd have them. And then what I could do is just either A, work remotely, like if they could supply me with like a laptop so I could do it at home, or I could just come in, after work at the main job, swing by there, just like I did before when I was doing the CFO stuff, and I would stay until 9, 10 o'clock at night. I could do that, show up at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and stay until 9 or 10 o'clock at night and doing the engineering for them at least. Obviously, I wouldn't do the other crap. F you and your stupid website and QCing of the orders and stuff. You'll have to figure that out yourself. But, the engineering stuff I could keep doing, no problem. So, yeah, there's still some opportunities for me there. And they don't get totally screwed over and all this. But, I don't know. It's just something to pitch. They are kind of cheap. So I think taking me as a contractor, I could pitch in a way that they like. Like, A, they could pay me a little less than I get now. Not that I want to be getting a, what do you call a reverse raise? I don't know. Not that I want to get one of those, though. But, the argument could be made that, okay, well, I'm not doing all this extra crap for you anymore. I'm just doing engineering now. I'm also a contractor, so this is my rate. What I was being paid by you was your rate. And also, they don't have to worry about paying any benefits for me anymore. They don't have to cover vacation time. So, there are some advantages to them to keep me as like a contractor rather than like hiring somebody else. If they were to get a new engineer, then they'd have to pay him decently, probably. They'd have to pay him benefits and all this. So, there's benefits to keep me. And I already know. I know all this stuff. I'm not just somebody coming off the street who has no idea of the products and stuff and trying to learn on the fly. I know everything. So you have that advantage as well. And that's where what I could also try to use as like a bargaining chip to keep my pay kind of high. Okay, I'll settle for a little less, but let's still keep it up here because, this. So I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it's only been not even a week. I think I started on Wednesday. Today is Monday, so it's been 5 days that I've been job searching, but I have put out 7 applications. I just did another one today. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully something good happens. Who knows? Maybe a couple of awesome things will happen. Maybe my life will turn around and 2026 will be great for me, and well, not only 2026, but it'll be a great start for me, and then it'll just continue being great from there. Maybe I'll get a good main job opportunity that comes along, and I'm making, let's say, $140,000 a year to start, and they have great benefits and all this. And then maybe one of those remote positions that I applied to get back to me, and then boom, now I'm doing that as well. Some of those were offering like $90,000 a year remote. I'm like, geez, that's awesome. So imagine I get both those, like 140 plus the 90. You're looking at $230,000 a year. That would be a huge change, huge benefit for me, huge, just huge. Definitely be life-changing. I'd be making so much more money. I wouldn't have to worry anymore. No more struggling. No more nothing. Oh, I want to do an upgrade to the house? Cool, I can do that. I have plenty of money to even do the most basic of things, like buy paint. I want to repaint my hallway, and I don't even have money to buy paint, which is ridiculous. So, maybe someday that'll help with changing that too, where paint becomes nothing. Oh, I need paint? No big deal. How much is it? $60 a can? Yeah, I'll buy 5. No big deal. $300? I'm not worried. No, oh my God, I'm going to need 5 cans of paint? I can't afford that. That's how it is now, and I hate it. So who knows? We'll see. I just hope some good stuff happens. Obviously, I'm going to keep trying. I'm not, just because I did 7 applications so far, I'm not done. Every day I'm going to keep putting more out there until somebody gets back to me. So, and even then I'm still going to be putting out more until somebody actually sends me an offer. Until I get that, then nothing's solid. So I'm just going to keep going. But hopefully I can make my life better, because I am sick and tired of living the way I've been living. Just struggling for no reason, broke all the time. I have nothing, meaning like money in the bank. None. I don't have money in the bank. Are you serious? I can't have money in the bank. I'm just tired of it. This is ridiculous. Who goes to college and has nothing as an adult? This is ridiculous. Like, I know college is a scam, and it's all just propaganda, and that's why I went, because I didn't know at the time when I was a kid that it's propaganda, but, like, come on. This is still just ridiculous. So, anyways, yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about leaving my job, and those are the reasons why, and hopefully something awesome comes my way and just becomes positively life-changing. So yeah, that's all I got for now. Thanks for checking this out with me, and until next time, I said see ya.